Hey guys, back with another Echoing Thoughts podcast here, episode number 91. Yeah, 91. This is December banger 2024. I mean, this patch is insane, right? Like hyped. I think we have to really just take a step back and enjoy what NEXON has been doing and just show appreciation. I think just want to start off by saying, man, was this unexpected? Kind of very surprising, but just insane for everybody, right? I think we have to start off by saying that last week they had the roadmap explaining kind of what's happening in December, January, and February. They got a huge December update with quality of life changes, max damage cap, EXP changes, a huge collab event, terror burning, just so many different things, Legion hyperstat changes, just so many things for everyone kind of who enjoys the games, just getting a little piece of the pie. And then January is going to be Errol, the new character, which I'm hyped for. I've talked about on Discord. I'm planning on already been prepping to second main it, possibly third main it, possibly re-roll, depending what I want to do and how strong it is and just how much I enjoy the class. And then February is going to be the new MapleStory Mobile exclusive boss, which is pretty cool. Archon, I think is how you say it. Archon. I'll go with that. But kind of the nemesis of Errol, so pretty badass, exciting times. But just had to start off by saying the roadmap is insane. Also want to briefly touch on KMSM, what they got. 6th job came out for them, which means that we're probably going to get it next anniversary, which is insane because PC just got that as well. KMSM also got a huge buff to max damage cap. I think they also got Black Mage, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot more over there. But the big thing was 6th job, and just seeing initial screenshots, it's doing absurd 50% damage, 5,000 lines, just insane DPS, breaking the game. But for us personally, I mean, we gotta sit here and just say this is an exciting time to play the game. I think, I talked about previously how there was a dead period of content. I had nothing really to talk about, took a break from the game, went on vacation, and nothing really happened the last few months. But this month, they just threw everything at us. And it seems like this was something that they wanted to build up to, and they've been prepping for a long time, obviously. And just looking back on how it compares to other patches, I mean, the only one that I can think of this year specifically is, I think it was a June update where they had V4, they had the Radiant Exalt max damage cap increase, and they had I don't know if Ignore Enemy Defense to V skill, no, that was before, but they also had the reduction in cooldowns for skills. So instead of 3-minute cooldowns, everything was transitioned to 2 minutes. They threw all of that at us at once. And then another update, which was mainly for the whales, which was the max damage cap increase from the souls and the flames. And that one kind of got, a lot of people pissed off. So wouldn't say that was a memorable one, but wouldn't say it's the best one. This one feels like everyone is happy. Not just the whales, the free-to-play players too have to love this because Alt Story is back. Alt Story is way easier. I mean, the benefits, the gains from Legion leveling is enormous. The amount of max damage cap you can get from just having Legion is insane. Leveling is going to be faster. Terror burning is going to be nuts. And then also the EXP, it's nice. Also the hyperstats gain. So there's a lot to talk about. We'll get into it, but I just wanted to give 5 minutes about just talking about the roadmap and KMSM, what we have to look forward to in the next few months, but also 6 months down the line, because KMSM is obviously a great benchmark to see what is coming with bossing, with content, with max damage cap. It seems like our game is sort of trending in that direction. giving us more max damage cap, kind of making it, catching up to their numbers, and it's exciting to see. Exciting, insane to see. All right, so two-part patch. You know it's a big one when they have two parts. I guess the main thing was the Bugcat Kapu collab that had some insane events and pulls and stuff, androids and metals. We're going to get into that, but that seems like an insane collab. A lot of people loved it. The fashion story people wanted the weapon and the mount and the damage skin and the android, so pretty sweet. But we'll start off by right off the bat. This morning, I didn't even have time to get through the patch notes. Like, I was hearing about the cap and all the buffs and stuff like that, and right off the bat, I was looking at the EXP. I was hyped about the EXP. People were overlooking this, but the amount of EXP decreased, adjustments, things, improvements to daily missions, daily hunts, daily quests, up to by 200%. I mean, I've been having a fun time building up my Legion, and I'm even more excited to do it on my Demon Slayer account and my Errol account to get those Legions up, because they're around 6,000 right now. So a long way to go, and it's going to be fun. It was a grind before, and I liked doing my pally, but this is going to be pretty nice. So my recommendation for this is people got to do the 4 out of 6 at least for the daily missions, right? That is huge EXP. Daily hunt is becoming a must now as well. They've been buffing it, making it easier to quality of life to kind of just go from one room to the next, making it a lot easier. Daily quest as well. So you got to do all these daily quests for EXP. Like, I on my paladin do all of these. Even if I have max symbols, I do it for the EXP because it's fast and it's great EXP. It adds up for sure. So got to do that. Starforce EXP adjustment. I mean, my arrow legitly might level in 2 or 3 days in SF194. I am so excited for that. I'm excited for speed leveling because my main is fast, but I mean, I'm excited for level 200 Terror Burning event and getting to level 220 in a few months. It's just going to be insane amounts of deep EXP that I miss, that I haven't done in a long time. And so I hope if people are trying to re-roll or get back into new classes or get back into the game, this is exciting for them, gets them excited, kind of similar to what PC is, right? Where EXP is just insanely fast, getting to level 200. So looking forward to that. Huge, right? EXP adjustments to these things as well is nice. I love these potions. There's some nice ones. They're pretty massive, and you can use them however you want. Next, max damage cap. I like how they put 20%. Little note, it's nice. We haven't had the base max damage cap in, I think, since 2022. So this is nice that they gave us this. And then Legion, not bad. Not bad at all. 3,500 for 8.9K. So they adjusted this, obviously, but this is solid. So I think it was over 2 mil increase than what it was previously. So we'll take that. Increased max damage for Starforce Liberation. This number is humongous. Like, I'm over here. I think I'm at 315 right now, and I could possibly get over 2 mil more max damage cap with 30 more Starforce, which is a lot. A Starforce, I don't like Starforcing, so I'm not gonna. It's expensive. And so I'll get there eventually, but not in a rush to get that. But over 2 mil cap is huge. So that's nice. You also get more physical attack as well. Just like these are just free gains, right? These are just gains. Like, we're don't have to spend anything. They're just giving to us for free. I mean, that is the best kind. Just the best. And no one should be complaining about this, and I'm sure no one is, but it's just, we got to remember, like, free gains are hard to come by in this game, in this economy. So we'll take it any way we can. And again, free gains on gear obviously incentivize you to do full 60s, but Chaos Route, level 50 is not half bad. I think it's about 600K per more line, per armor. So it was 1.3 now to almost 2 mil. Huge, right? But Necro is still the way, right? Necro is still the way, 3.7. So I think this ratio is about the same. 44. I think Chaos level 50 used to be about equivalent to 42, 44. So it's about the same here. But then look at this gap, right? And the reason why I say Necro is probably the route to go is further on of what they're kind of allowing for Radiant Exalt stones, right? So this is huge. And if you use level 40 Absols, right, which is a play as well to get those Absol set bonuses, 900 is a lot, right? So free gains, but I mean, look at the Chaos Exalt. This is basically 1 mil per pass, right? 1 mil from here to here, 1 mil from here to here, 1 here. So like the gap is huge. Just for reference, my cap is 97 mil. I went from 65 mil to 97 mil. And I didn't spend anything. I think I got to 9. Oh, I leveled up my hyperstats, and you'll talk about that later right here. So I did this. I maxed out my hyperstats. So we went from 1.5 mil to 2250, right? So 750K I spent to get 750K. The rest of that cap, that 30 mil increase was free. Huge, right? And people were going from 70 to 110, I think, or 72, 73 to 110 plus. So just like my gear is insane, 97 mil. And there's people that have almost 15 mil cap more than me. Just the gap in gear is just insane, which is good and bad. I mean, it's a bit overkill in my opinion, but it's hard to argue, hard to complain about free cap, right? So max damage cap. So this is another thing, hyperstats, right? So it wasn't just a max damage cap. I think people just looked at the cap and are like, oh yeah, 750K, perfect, right? For reference, it cost about, right here, you kind of show you, 2025. This is about just under 1 bill, from 20 to 25. But I think the sneaky, insane one is these, right? People are overlooking this. Party EXP went up 12.5%. Regular EXP went up 12.5%. This was the first thing that I did. I maxed this out with my red mezzos and my coupons. Like, the cap was nice, but 750K in comparison to 96 mil is what, less than 1%? While 12.5% party EXP is just astronomical, right? So that was a must. The EXP gain, I didn't do it because there's a lot of other reasons, but also sneaky, right? Buff duration is something that people liked, sure. But ADI lines, 3 more lines every 1.5 seconds. Can't complain about that. Free lines, well, not free, but passive lines. Final damage. So I was talking about on my Discord, make sure that you're capping first before you just pump more cap, right? I think the initial reaction was that with all this cap increase, are we actually going to hit that hard? And the answer for most of us is yes. Like, we're still hitting insanely hard. Our cap is still surpassing our stats that we have. So pretty insane. Like, I think if you have your attacks are on 220%, 200% plus, you're going to cap. And if you're buffed and you have decent final damage and stats, you're going to cap anyway. So the meta, I don't think really changed that much. We'll talk about that later, but it's pretty insane. Like, our cap could get even higher. Like, and I wish it did. I wish we weren't capping. But additional notes, crit rate went up higher. I think they had a little sneaky one right here. Yeah, this asterisk, the cost for Star Force increase hyperstat will remain the same as before change. So like 1 mil for level 1 is beautiful. But for Star Force, it's going to be 30, I think. So sneaky. That's something that I did for my alts to get up to Star Force 160. But they're not sneaking it past us. That would have been an insane discount. But won't let us have our fun. Crit rate gave us more crit rate. I actually use crit rate for training, but I actually kept it for training. So I like it. I just like critting. Rating zone. This is what I was talking about. This is why I think Necro route and Absol Lab route is obviously what they've been pushing for this entire time. but now we can craft 40% stones. We'll take that. So 23 Starforce Ancient and above is all 40%. So you can obviously mix and match to get up to 40% using the tab, Forge tab. So that is nice. And one other sneaky thing I'll talk about later in the packages that they did that was actually very, very un-NEXON like, that we'll talk about. But Radiant Exalt will be removed. Cool. This is pretty good too. Necro conversion. You can use up to 2 lucky ancient mastercrafts. So you could get, what, 15%? I don't even know what it is now. Over 15% on these attempts. I mean, if that's all for you, right? Rip it. If you got, we get these all the time, use it. But this is what the people have been asking for, right? For a long time. I think underrated again, but this is called the pity system, right? The pity system that people have been wanting for bosses, right? We've had it for, and I talked about in my last patch, the feedback section. They were listening to the pod or something, listening to feedback. Got to give them credit. They were listening to feedback that we can now get clear rewards with actual gear. And I think, so the rewards have changed, which is amazing, right? Which is super nice. Less clears to get it. 200 used to be before, like ridiculously absurd. Now it's down to 80. Still, I mean, 2.5 months? Under 3 months? We'll take that, right? For a free piece, which I think is a choice box, if I'm not mistaken. I know for this one for sure is a choice box, but you need, this is 5 months here. But still, all boss clears are choice boxes now, which, I mean, beautiful, right? Just, I wish they gave the key event shop still, like where we could get one, but this is nice still, right? It's just a win. We got to take it. The pity system. We've been wanting that for so long. There's people have been waiting years for this, and they also, I don't know if they talked about it here. Yeah, they're gonna talk about it later. Right there, drop rate adjustments significantly increase the rate of drop rate accessories for expedition and bosses. Yeah, they don't tell us what it is, but I got a drop today. I got a few drops today, and I'm sure a lot of people have too. So we will take that. I mean, took them how many years? 2024 and 2024, but hey, 2025 is looking up, right? The game is changing a lot. I mean, I just keep going back to thinking about this. We have to appreciate how far stats and gear and things have come in just a year. I was looking at my past video of November of 2023. My cap, I was full necro, full level 50 necro, 2 Absolab set, 55k physical attack, top of the game, one of the best DPSs. Hard Damien was the hardest boss at the time, 31 mil max damage cap. My last clear of 2023 in Hard Damien, I was doing 50 bill DPM. Before this patch, my highest was 250 bill DPM in Hard Damien. Now I got 30 mil more cap on top of that. Just, we got to remind ourselves, yes, we want things now, but I always try to look back and remember, like even 6 months ago, what the game was like. Cooldowns were different. We didn't have ignore enemy defense added to our V skills. We didn't have any of the ignore enemy defense on the Absolab set bonuses. We didn't have the Legion max damage cap changes. We didn't have Gloom. We didn't have Will. We didn't have all these different things just, 6 months ago? And now look at us, end of the year. Just perspective, right? I always try to remind myself about that because it's pretty insane to see how far we've come. And yeah, I'm an anomaly, but I think everyone can look back at their situation and say, dang, we're making gains. NEXON is giving us, we're making gains, but NEXON is giving us some free gains as well. So Kerning tower improvements after the update, I thought it was going to be floor 50, up to floor 60, but it wasn't. But they allowed for auto battle, more EXP required. Okay. Buffs. Yeah. So I thought that was floor 60, but I thought it was. Oh, after season reset. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I was trying to do Kerning Tower today, and I only went to 50. And I was like, what the? I thought I swear I did floor 60, but yeah, because I was looking for this ring right here, 10% drop rate ring. We'll take that. We'll take that. So yeah, I was trying to do that, and then now starting next year, New Year's, yeah, we're gonna get this. So that's pretty cool. They already preemptively kind of gave us an update on that. So I'm excited to do that content, obviously. Link skills. Ooh, I gotta put this in. I forgot. Like, this patch was so big. I was just so focused on max damage cap and all these different things. And the EXP, what I was going to do first, what I was going to talk about. I had alt story down. I had listening to feedback, cap story, free to play story, EXP, max damage cap, like KMSM, so many things to talk about. The rating results that I forgot about. I didn't even write down link skills. I didn't even talk about kerning. This is just page 1. And it's just insane. Like, link skills is something that we've asked for and they added. Simple, right? It was a pain to have to make sure we switch. A lot of people missed it at the time or things like that. Bang. Did it. Done it. Link skill transfer limitations removed. We'll take it. They listened, right? That was a pain. That was so, like, what is that? They removed it. Hey, maybe it took them a few months. Like, they got a lot of stuff going on. They had a lot of big plans, and they had plans. They had a roadmap. They had all these things they had to progress, but they also went back and made sure that they hurt us a little bit. They made improvements immediately, it felt like, right? So, they're not, NEXON isn't the most, like, transparent about things, but I think that they've come a long way in the last few years, I've noticed. Feedback with improvements. We're kind of following a roadmap with KMSM and PC, and it's kind of showing rebalancing, where the game feels balanced more than ever. So it's nice. Like, this is pretty cool as well. Favorite shops, a tab. I like that as well. Arcane symbols improvement. And then home style. We've been overdue for home, so I'm kind of interested to see what they added here. New furniture. Well, it actually reminded me, I gotta add to it. Make a new home style. But eventually they'll probably add, new, update the shop, but still cool. Right, control buttons, not really sure what this is. PC version improvements, okay. Sorry, I'm going to scroll through that because there's just so much to talk about. Like, Mio Boost. Did I even do this? I don't even know. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's for levels. Only, characters 120 to 150, okay. That's cool. And then Terra Burning, right? This is the first time they've done this, maybe the second, but holy moly, I'm sweating because I'm excited. But extra character slot. 1+2, right? Yeah, and two additional, up to 200, right? So insane. Yeah. I mean, Legion, this is perfect for us. Level up 200. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that for sure. And then we're going to get Arrow next month. So that's easy, probably 400 levels to Legion. So that is exciting, man. That is exciting. Companion Pass, love that. Crystals, things like this. It's nice. So yeah, I'll give my final thoughts at the end of this. I'm kind of just rambling. I kind of want to gather my thoughts, but man, there was so much cool things. Shoot, I didn't even do the event today. I didn't even do any of these things. Goodness. What are the rewards for this? I totally scrolled over this because I was like overwhelmed at work, which I had a lot of work to do. Typhoon growth, stamp, Grand Dungeon Adventure. Like, people love this stuff. This effect. Oh, this effect is sick. Yeah. It's going to be pretty sweet. So I'm going to breeze over this. I don't even know. Android. Pretty cute. Events. Wowzers. I mean, event shops. Oh, wait, what? When is this happening? 12-12? You can buff here, and you can get more ignore me defense? Hello? What am I doing? Party XP, 5%? Oh, Defense ignore rate at 3%. Not bad. We'll take it. Free stats, Exalt Zone 50%. Which that was a Radiant Exalt, but okay, we'll take that. Exalt fail count 30%. Give us a 50%, please. That'd be nice. Oh, I like these though. Star Force. That's pretty clutch. Chaos Crystals. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. More tickets. Damn, I gotta do the event. I've been doing so many different things that I have not even looked at the event. Gosh dang it. Yeah. Oh, what is this? Tornado bus mount. Pretty sweet. All right. Part 1. Wow, part 1 was insane. All right, part 2. This one's going to go a lot faster, but this is mainly for new players, I think. Characters created after this. So, yeah, after today, just leveling a lot quicker, more growth support packages, things like that. I mean, we'll take it. I like it. New returning players. So returning rewards is only available to accounts that qualify as returning players after the update. This event is account based and will return for 30 days after the first event opens. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So you can see that they're trying to target newer players and include them into the game and try to help them speed up, which is, I mean, that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I like that. I don't know what kind of data they're getting on how many new players are coming in and things like that. But I mean, they must have some sort of emphasis on this, and it's pretty cool. Like, I remember logging into one of my alt accounts after a long period of time, and they just throw so many banners at you, so many packages and so many things. It's kind of overwhelming, not gonna lie. Whether it's free to play or it's, you know, packages that you pay for, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'm curious to see if there's any new players out there that enjoy this, guild points, things like that. A lot of different things for to help new players kind of catch up in a certain way, you know. So that's pretty cool. But this is the big one, the Bugcat Kapoo collab, and oh man, so people went hard on this. So I actually went hard on this for the event. So the event is sneaky good, very, very good, and people love this. The Bugcat, the mount, the set, which is pretty cool. The damage skins are pretty cute as well. The Android. So I actually ended up pulling the Android, which is really lucky. Super low percentage, it always is. The style points, the weapon. They have the little emoticons, face accessories, the chat profiles, everything. Right? They went hard. People love this, the fashion stuff, the other styles as well. But this is what I'm talking about, the event right here. This medal right here, 90 days, right? Guaranteed after 200 pulls, 200 points. 20% party XP, 20% increase. So it's basically the warm title, but for 90 days, and kind of better, right? So it's kind of a better, more cracked Gloom. Like the Gloom medal was 5% party XP, 20%. They're just exploding XP, throwing it at us, and just asking us to level. So the crazy part is, thinking about Arrow, I'm unfortunately looking at these things for my training party, for my Arrow to get. I wish that I could have got it for my Arrow, but I'm sure there'll be something out later in Moonfrag and stuff but yeah, style packages, new packages. Fashion story is real. We got quitters in our guild, but still around. Well, quitters, but guess who pulled all of this fashion stuff? You know who you are. Yeah, and we had a lot of fun pulling these things in our guild. It's one of those things that once someone kind of posts that they got something, of course, FOMO, right? And next thing you know, Crystal packages have been bought and purchased and used, and craziness. So a lot of fun, just a lot of good times. And I want to talk about quickly another thing that they did that isn't in the patch notes, but you have to see in the game, that really shows that NEXON is listening and caring and has changed their ways. Because let's be honest, for packages specifically, they've kept on prices for the longest time, right? Things like emblem scrolls were constantly 30% for $50-$60 forever, right? And now they've adjusted, and specifically for Radiant Exalt is something that they've actually changed. So this is new, right? 20% stones was, I think, $50. So obviously $100 for a 40% stone, right? Before, what they had 30% stones for $110. So, and that was recently, right? They've had that for a long time, for kind of a while. But the fact that because they've had the 50% radiant stones for a bit, for I think $200, but instead of going 40% for $150, which is what you'd kind of expect old NEXON to do, they actually kind of made it more accessible. They kind of looked at the market and saw that 30% are very cheap. They're going down in price, right? So 40% for $100 is kind of matches what the market is. So NEXON is watching. They are seeing what's going on, and I think it's sneaky, one of those things that people didn't overlook, but Agility kind of pointed this out, and it's so true, right? They are making little changes, right? They're money grab, yes, but they didn't milk us for this one. This one could have been $150 for a 40% stone, right? It could have been $75, right? And that would have matched up with what they had for 30% stones and 50% stones or packages. And people would have bought it because they don't really know the prices of Mezzos and how much it costs in TradeStation. But the fact that they did this, interesting. Make note of it, right? I made note of it. Hopefully you guys make note of it. They obviously made note of it and changed pricing accordingly. So very, very interesting. Pretty cool. And then they obviously have a lot of these scrolls, right? Pretty nice, that you can stack on top of each other. And then other improvements, things like that. I think there's not too many bugs that I looked at. I know Fire Poison Mages had something. Adele's had a lot of stuff, but it didn't seem like it was more displays than like actual gameplay fixes. So the bug list has been less and less, especially for like skill bugs, which I think they've cracked down on. I've done a much better job on, and so that's great to see. So this part 2 was much quicker, kind of a combination of fashion store with the collab and also with the new player, returning players, kind of targeting that audience. But after this, I'm gonna give my final thoughts, my kind of taking a step back and looking at it from an outside perspective, and just giving my inputs and what I liked about this patch and maybe disliked. So I want to give my final thoughts on this patch notes. I mean, a lot of excitement all around from a lot of different player bases, right? The free-to-plays, the middle tiers, the whales, and obviously the mega whales, right? And I'm happy for that. And I was thinking about how I would compare this to any other patch. I talked about it briefly, but this has to be the best patch of the year, right? They saved the best for last. Usually that is the case, where December is big, or anniversary or June update is big, and in between has stuff, new classes, cap changes, rebalances, things like that. But this one feels like, and it's kind of been the second, taking note of it again, as like the second time they threw a lot of stuff at us in one patch. Maybe the third time, actually, because January or June update, it wasn't just V4, right? It was max damage cap increase through rating results. It was reworking every single class, the skills and the rotation, the things like the rebalance. It was huge, right? So we got a lot of I remember at the time we we don't even know what our DPS is getting buffed by, but just everything all at once was just a massive damage spike, right? And at the time, I was like, I kind of wish it was more spread out, right? Because then we can see how much the max damage cap affected our DPS. We could see how much the skill cooldown and the reworks of the classes changed our DPS, right? Our play styles. We could kind of enjoy every bit and piece of it for a little bit. But the fact that they've done this kind of two more times since then, with the flames and the max damage cap souls at the same time, and this one even mega, is just kind of makes me excited that they are pushing out so much content. They have so many things in their roadmap, whether it's a new boss that they have to catch up to, new classes that they have to catch up to, the max damage cap, they have to revamp all this content, right? I'm thinking of Covert next. I'm thinking of Mulong next. They already revamped Kerning, right? Guild Dungeon, if they wanted to do that. Fort, right? There are so many things that they probably have in their queue that they want to rework and have like in their roadmap, that they are just banging it out all at once. And like collabs even, right? And it's just crazy to think about how much content has been going down, and they're putting out. And I also have to give them props again. No extension, right? They pulled this out in 4 hours. No extension. Earlier, it felt like than normal, right? We haven't had maintenance in the middle of the night. It feels like less frequently. I can't recall if it happened, every single patch, but it feels like the middle of the night maintenances are not happening. Like before, it used to be a guarantee, right? Extension plus the maintenance, bug after bug after bug. I'm not seeing that anymore, right? It feels like they figured out something. They are making the improvements immediately, right? And so I got to give them credit for that. I'm excited for that part, because that was one of the sneaky frustrating things about patch day. It's such a big day. It's like Christmas every month. But knowing we had an extension, knowing we had maintenance in the middle of the night, it just bummed us out, right? But so now that they got that squared away, it feels nice. And I'm sure by the time this comes out, they'll have a maintenance in the middle of the night in a few hours. But man, that's always good. It shows that the game, there's hope, I guess, right? People say the game's dead all the time, and I try to stay away from that, because to face it, NA is a small piece of the pie, right? And the fact that they're pushing all this stuff out is insane. But the reason why I love this patch so much is because of those little things that they did, and they also hit every demographic, again, from content. Kerning Tower, floor level 60, right? Legion, Old Story, EXP gains, more party XP. Like the leveling is just going to be insane at all levels. They hit max damage cap at Legion, hyper stats at just through armor, through progressing. So it's not a full-on cash grab like Flames, reworking Flames, right? Max damage cap souls, which is for the 1% of the 1%. This is for everybody, right? And each part of the game can help you progress, right? And I think that is what makes this patch so amazing, and arguably the best one, in my opinion, right? Because it was a good portion was free. A big portion was free. The free gains were insane amount of free gains. Even for my Demon Slayer, I got 10 mil more cap, right? And so those free gains are here. But it's also the gains you can make from just playing the game, right? You don't have to pay to do Legion. You don't have to pay. You can progress your way through hyperstats, through Starforce Liberation. Those little check marks that you hit, they're impactful. And I like that, right? And so, I am extremely pleased and surprised, to be honest, very surprised that this all came at once, because I thought that they were just going to hold up January, throw a new class on us, December, January, and call it a day. But they did above and beyond, plus the collab, and the collab is just top notch, right? So, and the last thing I want to say is, again, repeat myself, but it feels like they're listening, doesn't it? Yes, it may not be immediate, but it's coming more frequently, right? It's coming faster. And when I did the feedback thing last week, right? Yes, people may have been talking about that for a long time, and it's long overdue, sure. But they didn't have to do it, right? They didn't have to reduce the costs. Yes, red mezzos could still have more of that. That would be nice. But there's not much to complain about here at all at anything. And even the little things like 2 lucky scrolls to necros is nice, right? Guess what was one of my favorite parts? One of the best parts of the game is hitting a necro. Still. Like Absolab is 10%. Necro is still 5%. Hitting a necro is still one of the most like exhilarating things of the game. Finally, pity system. Just like down the line, just scrolling through part 1 of this patch, they did so many great things. I mean, it's just kudos to them. Like, that's all I have to say. If there was one thing that I wish that they did, I can't really think of anything. Like I said, the red mezzos thing, I wish that maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'm not complaining about anything. Link skills even, they made that preset. That was pretty quick as well. And so, yeah, nothing from me. No notes from me. Big fan. Even threw in fashion in there. Home, decoration. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, am I just too positive? Like, is there things to grow? But I think feedback section was pretty excited about this. I mean, so hopefully that they keep growing. I like the roadmap. I keep that coming. I remember back in 2022, they had a roadmap for like the first 6 months or something like that. Pretty crazy. And then on top of that, remember they didn't even mention Absolab dropping. Was that 2023? Sorry, 2023 they did that. They had a roadmap. 2024, I don't think they did a roadmap, and hopefully this year they come up with more stuff. So regardless, excited to see what is now, but also what the next few months are kind of prepping for Arrow for me. I'll talk about that more in later podcasts. But yeah, what a banger of a patch, a way to finish the year off, which I think was a great year in my opinion. Lost a lot of great people, a lot of great players, but I mean, I think the game has, like, looking forward to 2025 and what they bring out for sure. But let me know what your thoughts are, what you think, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And if you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join the Discord community. The Echo Clan community is growing, the best community in the game right now. And if you want to take your gameplay to the next level, improve your gameplay, do more damage, do more DPS, you definitely want to subscribe. The first 7 days are free and you're going to get full access to everything in the channel. So you definitely want to check that out. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time.